He was honored as Doc, a Navy veteran, family man, and trusted Border Patrol supervisor in one of America's safest border towns. But in September 2018, while colleagues turned to him to help catch a killer, Juan David Ortiz was secretly hunting women on the very streets he pledged to protect. How did a decorated agent become the architect of terror under everyone's nose? And what warning signs did everyone miss? Juan David Ortiz's record looked flawless. Born in Brownsville, Texas in 1983, he enlisted in the Navy at 18, just months before the world changed on September 11th. He deployed to Iraq with the 1st Marine Division in 2003. The Marines he served with called him Doc, a sign of trust earned by hospital corpsmen on the battlefield. After 8 years, Ortiz left the Navy with an honorable discharge in 2009 and a reputation for calm under pressure. He did not stop there. Ortiz earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, then a master's from St. Mary's University. He married, started a family, and settled in Laredo, a city where the border feels close and the sense of safety runs deep. By 2009, he joined the U.S. Border Patrol. He rose quickly, known for his discipline and sharp mind. In 2017, after just 8 years on the force, Ortiz became an intelligence supervisor at the South Texas Border Intelligence Center, a post reserved for the most trusted agents. His job was to track threats, brief command, and coordinate with local police. On paper, Ortiz was the embodiment of public service, a war veteran, a husband, a father of 3, and a rising star inside federal law enforcement. No one questioned his loyalty. No one saw the mask. In a town where officers were neighbors and friends, Ortiz stood as a model of honor and authority, trusted to keep Laredo safe and above suspicion. San Bernardo Avenue runs through the heart of Laredo, a stretch known to locals as the place where women go missing. The street is lined with rundown motels, flickering neon, and the steady shuffle of women who work the blocks to survive. Addiction and poverty make them easy targets, and most nights, no one is watching. Border Patrol. Warning signs flickered too. Ortiz's file listed only one formal complaint. A migrant accused him of stealing a cigarette. It was dismissed as a misunderstanding, nothing more. But behind closed doors, some colleagues noticed things that did not fit his spotless image. Reports swirled about heavy drinking and unexplained pills in his desk. One agent remembered Ortiz slurring his words after lunch. Another saw him lose his temper at a briefing, then laugh it off. No one filed a report. No one wanted to question a rising star. On San Bernardo, the women who would become Ortiz's victims lived with risk every day. They relied on each other for warnings about dangerous Johns or sudden police sweeps. But no one could warn them about a killer hiding in plain sight, especially one with a badge. The city's trust in its protectors left blind spots. Each overlooked concern, each dismissed rumor, became another crack in the wall between safety and danger. And as Ortiz cruised those blocks in his white pickup, the women who disappeared were written off as runaways or casualties of the street. Their absence barely registered until bodies began to surface beyond the city's edge. September 3rd, 2018. Melissa Ramirez, a 29-year-old mother of 2, accepted a ride from someone she thought she knew. The drive took her beyond the city's edge, down a rural Webb County road 2 miles from Laredo. At some point, she stepped out of the white pickup to use the restroom. That is when Ortiz drew his .40 caliber pistol and fired multiple shots into her head. He left her body in the dirt, surrounded by scrub and tire tracks. The next morning, a passerby found Ramirez. Deputies marked the scene. Spent .40 caliber shell casings were scattered near the body, and tire impressions were pressed into the mud. The shell casings matched ammunition commonly issued to law enforcement. There was no sign of a struggle, no purse, no phone. Just a woman's body and the cold evidence left behind. Investigators collected everything. They sent the casings and the tire impressions to the lab, hoping for a quick break. But the only leads pointed to San Bernardo Avenue, where Ramirez was last seen alive. With little to go on, detectives reached out to the Border Patrol's intelligence unit for help analyzing the evidence. The irony is that the man supervising that unit was the same one who had pulled the trigger. As the case file grew, so did the pressure to find answers. Ramirez's family wanted justice. Detectives wanted a suspect. The evidence, ballistics, tire marks, and the victim's connections became the foundation of an investigation that would soon uncover a pattern much darker than anyone expected. September 13, 2018. A second body surfaces on a dusty stretch just a mile from where Melissa Ramirez was found. Claudine Ann Luera, 42, mother of 5, left the city in a white pickup with a man she recognized. She never made it back. On that roadside, she was shot in the head. Paramedics reached her while she was still breathing, but she died at the hospital. The bullet wounds matched the brutality seen days earlier. Detectives worked quickly. They gathered .40 caliber casings from the scene, identical to those pulled from the dirt near Ramirez. Tire tracks pressed into the gravel lined up with impressions from the first crime. In the lab, ballistics experts compared the spent shells under cold fluorescent lights. The markings on each casing, grooves and dents left by the firing pin, lined up perfectly. Both victims were killed with the same weapon, a .40 caliber pistol commonly carried by law enforcement. On a map, the kill zone took shape. 2 bodies, 2 miles apart, both dumped on lonely roads outside Laredo. The pattern was no longer theory. Someone was targeting women from San Bernardino Avenue and executing them with chilling precision. The evidence pointed to a single predator who patrolled the same streets as the police searching for him. Behind the scenes, pressure mounted. Investigators knew that whoever was responsible was familiar with law enforcement procedures, and he was still out there, watching. The city's sense of safety began to unravel, and the clock was ticking for the next woman on the block. Erica Pena burst through the doors of a Laredo gas station, barefoot and shirtless, her voice shaking as she flagged down a Texas state trooper. She had just escaped from a white pickup, leaving behind a man she had known for months, a man who had pressed a .40 caliber pistol to her head. Pena did not hesitate. The survivor named him Juan David Ortiz. She described his truck, the direction he drove, and even where he lived. Within minutes, a be on the lookout alert spread across police radios, describing a white Dodge pickup, a Border Patrol agent, and warning that he was armed and dangerous. Patrol cars fanned out through the city, scanning every intersection. For 12 days, the killer had hunted women who trusted him. Now, thanks to one survivor's courage and a trooper pumping gas, the manhunt was on. At 2 in the morning, officers found Juan David Ortiz hiding in the bed of his pickup at the Ava Hotel garage. He surrendered without a struggle. Inside the interrogation room, the mask finally slipped. Over 9 hours of videotaped questioning, Ortiz first denied everything, then began to unravel. He called his victims trash and said he wanted to clean up the streets. He spoke of a monster that surfaced as he cruised San Bernardino Avenue. Ortiz led detectives to Janelle Ortiz's body, a victim they had not even known was missing. On December 7, 2022, a jury found him guilty of capital murder. He was sentenced to life without parole and transferred to the W.F. Ramsey unit, closing the door on his double life. When trusted guardians become predators, the line between protector and threat blurs for everyone. Today, over 19,000 Border Patrol agents police America's edge, armed, respected, rarely questioned. Trust is not a guarantee. It's a responsibility, and the cost of ignoring warning signs is paid in lives. Stay vigilant.